Right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are again. And I bring the warmest of greetings to you from across the world. I can see the numbers don't begin to grow quickly, so there's good anticipation. And for una we don't join now, please share. Today, na Tuesday, the 14th of October 2025. The time on my side is exactly 2 minutes past 8 p.m. And as usual, my name is Prince Emil Kroma, and this is the TNN podcast. A subsidiary of the mother board, which na the then and now media empire. We get a very consequential interview today with a rising and budding star, and trust me, I get eyes for this kind of stuff. When I see them, I know them. When I see people of character, I know them, and I can make reasonable judgment. And my resume speak to that. So this na posting, I think na my very first time at the interview, but we've had, like interaction for a number of years now. Know him both professionally and personally. And so obviously I can vouch for a lot of what I'm going to be engaging him on today. The style today now a flowing conversation. I don't expect anything adversarial per se, because we may largely agree on many of the things, but notwithstanding, we intend for quiz on many issues. Like I say again, he's a budding star, and he's currently the Secretary General of the UK and I, that's United Kingdom and Ireland district, now in the chair. So he holds a very critical position within the All People's Congress. And what a man to bring at this particular time, but none other but Mr. Hassan Marah. Hassan, commonly known as the Marshal. Welcome to the Then and Now platform, and I'm really excited for host you. And it's so good to see you. You look quite well.
Thank you, brother Prince Kroma. Thank you for having me, and to the viewers as well. Thank you for watching. Thank you.
You're most welcome, my brother. I want to begin with politics. And what I want to put to you is, where did it all started from? I mean, is it something that we run at the family, it in the family DNA, or are you like self-made? When I say self-made, like you decide saying a politics now one fella, and since then it seemed for they on the right trajectory, because all we see is projection. Where did it all started from, Hassan?
Well, I want to first of all say thank you. I don't believe say anybody is self-made. I want to start off first for say, I want to pay tribute to me mama. Unfortunately, I lost some, on the 1st of February, just after 2 weeks. We are celebrating birthday. Now, I would say, now in the kind of start of me political engagements, because in your mama we born Granny Central Kano, now been a community person, a APC comrade, and I think say now from that me early childhood, they are begin to see about community organizing, bringing people together. And by the grace of God, I think they all begin for me in the early 80s, where I begin get sense. And sadly, my granny died in 1980, just, after we President Momo take power. And then I begin try to forget some understanding when I'm a young boy. But in this my time, certainly 1996, where APC begin for get conversation again. I mean, get activated by West 3 at the time when I was by first area, by with senior comrades then day. I mean, get opportunity for engage with former senior comrade Edward Toure of blessed memory. I think it all starts for me now West 3 with my first village when I'm my own area that, and shout out to me my first community, and yeah.
So so there is a humble beginning there, and it goes back. And many thanks for bringing me up to speed. But can I just mention quickly that on behalf of this platform, myself and my family, with sincere condolences at the passing of your late mom. May her soul rest in perfect peace. So sincere condolences, Hassan. I know how difficult a situation it can be, but these are the inevitabilities of life. I've been through it myself, so I have the feeling is mutual. Hassan, if I can just, there's so much ongoing. So it's a free-flowing conversation where we're going to go and come, yeah, per se, because things can occur. But I want to begin with the former president in legacy, that's now EBK. What do you think about his legacy? Because a lot of it is being trashed now by, certain corners now, we community and society as a whole. But you as a potential as a budding star and a potential with political potentials, both in the now and in the future, definitely will have a perspective. So I want to ask you, what do you think about the former president in legacy, and what are the lessons where you go draw in terms of leadership?
Thank you. I don't get plenty one-to-one interaction with His Excellency, the former president of the Republic of Sierra Leone, Dr. Ernest Bai Koroma. I don't get plenty interactions them with him, but the very few way I don't get, are able to learn a lot. For me, it come across as a very steady mind, a very capable mind, and when it comes to in one-to-one human interaction, is immeasurable. When it comes to in legacy, I think I just to make reference to the 1980. Okay, so former President Shaka Stevens hand over power to Joseph Saido Momo. Few years after that, we get the military coup. We take APC out completely, and as a result of that, APC, get left in the wilderness, and we always been the struggle for finding a way and get things right. And along came, President Ernest Bai Koroma. Make we look at Usai Salon Minde and Usai Salon Day right now. If you go back, it kind of feel like years and years and years we don't lost. Under Ernest President Bai Koroma, for the very first time, we're able to see teachers them, public servants them, and get increments in their salary. Fast forward to waiting the international people in the sea of Sierra Leone, with economy that be one of the fastest growing economy under Ernest Bai Koroma. In the large part of 2014 and all the way to a few years after that, Sierra Leone can get serious, shock as a result of Ebola. Despite that, under Ernest Bai Koroma and government, we see how the country maintains stability, people can get paid on time, and we not get any issues or complaint on that front. Now, make we look at, for people within the diaspora, under President Koroma, he opened up the country, not just based on words or slogans. He opened up the country for diaspora professionals them, for come into Salon, for go support. I want to say this point because it kind of, they're very close to home. One of the most, I would say, result-driven diaspora politician in way Ernest Koroma, President Ernest Koroma called for Kamna Salon. Now we're former Minister of Foreign Affairs, Canada finish, and then Bank Governor, Ministry of Finance, and then before that, the Chief of Staff. We get plenty strategic people away. Dr. Ernest Bai Koroma invited from the diaspora. We go on a Freetown, we go make meaningful change. And we see, as a result of that, how we country been get positioned as opposed to how it did today. I think, say, we may also get a leader we may face Sierra Leoneans them on a daily basis. A leader we not shy away from issues, but come very close to the people and for find solution for address that and get the country go before. I think so one of the greatest for me thing I will remember of Dr. Anis Baikoma now in leadership during the time of the Ebola crisis and how under in leadership we able to guide the country out of it and everybody see Sierra Leone leader care for the people as a result of not abandoning them where it matters the most. So a legacy it speaks for itself. Now a very, very fine statesman.
Yes, indeed, Hassan. That's brilliantly said. Very illuminating. And if the former president listen or will subsequently listen, because these tips them sometimes can reach him, he will deeply appreciate that. But you're not saying this out of there's a bit of emotion there, of course, as being a human, but largely the evidence is there, the receipt is there, so people can always refer to that. So it's not just saying praising that you're doing. And many thanks for that, if I will say. Which brings me to the question of democracy and the title, one of the title of this particular program, whether democracy is working. Because what you do just know, you made a comparative analysis in some sense between yesterday and today, where you mentioned certain key elements and structures in our society, which to some degree were functioning. We also speak to effective policies, as opposed to now where there's a lot of slogans and less action, less substance as compared to yesterday. So the question, Hassan, is democracy where we can claim, because we will say, yes, we do have some form of democracy because there's some function. What in your view, is it working?
Again, let's look at then, which is a cliche because we are on the Then and Now podcast. To answer your question directly, my brother, the answer to that it is no. Yes, the carpentry of democracy is in place, but the policies them way for support democracy at the moment, they are not functional. Now, I don't kind of say the word policy. You don't mention slogan. I will give this analogy, borrowing the lines of we friends them on the other side. Part of the slogan leading up to 2018, now that they will reset Sierra Leone to factory setting. I want to make that sink in. We go reset the country to a factory setting. I get a mobile phone in my hand. If I reset this phone to factory setting, it will take me hours and hours and hours, sometimes days and weeks, for I get my phone for make it be fully functional. Okay, and the policy of a government or any institution for reset itself to factory setting. Now, one way they set them up for catastrophic failures. And, for me, that policy therefore deliberately moves Salone from a trajectory of growth, as I mentioned earlier, an economy where they perform well now with West African, sub-region, and just remove all the democratic apparatus or the players then within those institutions them out of play and go after them aggressively and viciously. And the record and evidence, as you mentioned, speaks for itself. So in my view, when you look at democracy, like the country where they so, the UK, and if I can use that same lens there and look at Sierra Leone, and even where I look at with neighbors then in Liberia, we're not even there close. Our democracy in Sierra Leone is just a slogan rather than a policy. for make you get people coming together of various opposing sides, for say this is our position. Back in the days, going back to Ernest Koroma in time, President Ernest Koroma in time, we get a lot of civil society groups, saying plenty things them against the government. Guess what? The platform was there. The conversation was fluid. The conversation was free. Nobody gets killed. Nobody not gets arrested. And for me, without those components, then with democracy not just a carpentry rather than a practice.
I think you make brilliant points there, and especially the slogan factory settings and the analogy where you try for draw raising your phone and it looked like an iPhone. The idea of resetting and bringing that into government, which means that we need to be careful with slogans, and part of the title for this program is slogans as opposed to policies. It means that you don't get hit for development. Let's be honest about this, because that means you don't appreciate waiting you they inherit. And government, na continuation. You might get rid of certain projects where say feasible or accommodating for you style of leadership. But for put them into a factory setting means that you're starting all over again. And I think that was a misnomer then. So you make a good point. But in terms of democracy again, it's not just the economy, and you touch on a point just now about security. So there was a platform in the past government of Ernest by Koroma in which they engage members of the Fourth Estate of freedom of speech, if you will like. People could express themselves without fear of retribution. But it's not the same these days, isn't it?
Far from it. The evidence speaks for himself. We don't see since 2018 how freedom of speech, security of the ordinary Sierra Leonean citizen, how people don't get, they shrink away every day for fear of being persecuted by the state apparatus. And and if you feel lucky enough or be bold enough for say something, we all know what will go happen to you after that. We don't see how they don't go after senior statesmen and just kind of disgrace them or shout them down into a corner. Salon be a country now, unfortunately, where the voices of ordinary, never mind politicians, ordinary Sierra Leoneans don't get, to a corner, they even hear nothing. And if you go back to, the safety, now every man, every woman in desire for raise family in a country where they feel safe, in a country where they think say they begin and go able to thrive without them being pushed aside as a result of having an opinion we differ from the normative by the people that we feel say and get right for interpret within that is. So we're in a very tough position when it comes to we democracy in a salon, and going forward, I think say as Sierra Leoneans, before really begin to look at going back to policies, begin to look at some of the things that we need to agree on as a country, not just as political parties, but as a country, to ensure say the rights of Sierra Leoneans or the plans they will get for a country cannot just be left with politicians or just a political party overnight for say I will reset the country's factory setting. That's very dangerous.
Yes, Mr. Marah. I think a lot of people will agree with you, and if you disagree, not just because you belong to the other side, you feel offended because what you're saying is the stark truth, and you make quite a reconciliatory message right there by talking about not only supposed to boil down to party. I mean, this is about country, and it should be about country first. And I personally, when they talk to you, you will agree with that. We will come back to some of these, in terms of governance right now, party, and etc. But I want to go into your own party, the All People's Congress again, which is about unity in politics. Yeah. Because currently there is too much sonko, if I can use local parlance, for describe some of the things that they happen within the All People's Congress. And let's face it, it's the only party where go pose a leadership threat to the current administration, which is not doing quite well by lifting its people out of poverty and you name it. Disease is rife, infant mortality is up, death, pregnancy is up, economy is broken, poverty is on the rise. And these are really dark days, despite what we see, where we will talk about again. So unity in politics is very critical. What's the path forward for the All People's Congress in terms of this disarray within the party?
I think there is no secret that opposition is a tough place for be. Okay, especially where you feel the country in results not get delivered by the people that were supposed to support democracy. Okay. We get plenty of people we feel aggrieved as a result of the 2023 general elections. And then we members then get right, for feel so. And as a party, we just get to be honest with ourselves and ask ourselves how we manage to get to this position. It's very, very important. And we also make provisions for sit down amongst ourselves and get an open and honest conversation. But critically, as a political party, we get for remember the Sierra Leonean people expect a lot more from we. And we get responsibility as the political party, we get heart for Salon people for make we put the country in interest first. Structurally, we need for find a way for empower the structures of the party, because part of the reason is the way they create this sonko. Now, way people don't work tirelessly, they don't try for get themselves into positions in the party, and then for whatever reasons, one or two things then they happen where they go right with the operators, then are in position in there. So the party forgets a kind of leadership, review, and also understand why we get then players there so in place, and how them for function right for help the party. But equally so, you being in that position, not give you license for make get you other comrades them interest at heart.
Well, so, Mr. Marah, if I can just interject on that note there, without derailing your thought, the party has been in opposition now for 7 years. Are you implying, say, the party not don't do soul searching for the last 7 years? Or better put to you, are there internal mechanisms? Let's talk about addressing these party concerns, which I believe say now you deal with now. Are there internal, mechanisms for deal with such issues? And then still they exist though. And I don't know whether it'll get worse or better, but it's rife, it's been coming rampant, and a house divided cannot stand.
I agree. A house divided definitely cannot stand, but as a political party, we are taking practical forward steps to address the issues there. As with all family, my brother Prince, as with all family, every day now a different day. But now the policy of the All People's Congress Party for be a Kumbra party. That's no slogan, now we policy. And being a Combra party, we get the shoulder and we arms them wide enough for embrace everybody. So the challenges that will come every day, but we don't take active and practical forward steps for address them. Even within the UK and Ireland districts and so, we get some challenges, yeah, because it's just normal. Teeth and tongue serve the jam, but you're not going to say because the teeth bet the tongue, you could just try for root the teeth out. You get for try for understand first of all, maybe the tongue cool, and then you could begin see the tongue, they lick the teeth back as well. As a political party, we are no different to that. And now we policy, as I mentioned, for being a Cobra party. Now we strategy for being a Cobra party, and any disagreement we get now we political party, we get the people there, we get the experience, we get the mechanism in place, as you speak about mechanism for address the challenges there. So, and by the grace of God, now that's what they do, and within a very very advanced stage for ensure say we address some of the concerns there. As I mentioned, every day a different day, but we'll continue for do with level best for ensure say we harmonize with party, and that's what they can do.
Mr. Marah, politicians are supposed to be serving their people. And in fact, when they go to the polls and before the polls, when they go ask the people for their votes, for lend them vote, this is what waiting and they tell the people that they go serve the people. But immediately, and I speak to you because you're a politician and a Polish one, and eventually you go end up in a place of responsibility. But as we speak now, most politicians, they are only there as self-serving, not selfless. If you agree with me, which I suppose you will, because we see that, not just for amass wealth and the people that suffer. And then after another 5 years, they come again, and this cannot continue like business as usual. So what can we do, for change such an eyesore, a menace now we politics? Because this needs for change. Politicians can't just assume leadership and immediately begin for self-serve themselves. By the time they left power, they've amassed so much wealth and the people are poorer.
Okay. Make we go back to 2017. Part of the conversations that we will get. The current president, he say in the camp can stop the leakage. Na salon. And the other thing we mentioned, now that's implant for go clean salon name. Okay. We all know it the current position of the leakage we can stop. And we all know it the current position of a country in name. And I think say waiting really we for look at as a country. Now we policies, or should we as a country, not just as a political party, as a country, draw up a policy document on how we select we leaders them? Waiting at the criteria where it comes to how you introduce money to delegate them. Make we learn, from we people across the West African sub-region. And for me, I go always kind of say the people we go introduce democracy na salon. If I can spend 1 million pounds for campaign or for get a position at the party, who said 1 million pounds they come out? Now, other than the people that will finance you and wasting that the interest and special interest after we don't win, that's our position. We got to really begin to look at that. Or is Sierra Leone presidency or is public office they up for sale? The highest bidder win? who are the financiers of, that person will win that bidding day. Make a look at the current state of play and the things that we will continue to get linked to right now, drugs and all sorts of nonsense. Now as a result, a direct result of us as a country not having strict policies them in place for control how people they come into politics and how money they come into the country. And that's also kind of pose a credibility concern as to how we counterpart them at the West African sub-region and around the world, see we as a country. We are a country where credible businesses go enter as a result of how, for example, with the police people where they offend or go against investors. So all of them things they are so then critical. But if we go back to your question, Brother Prince, as a country, I believe say our politics is not for sale, and I believe say with presidency is not for sale, and we forget a very clear pipeline as to how we select for leaders them. As things stand at the moment, I feel say a left for the highest bidder for come and do it in a one for do. I think say we for look at people we get the vocational credentials, we get the track record backed by evidence, what we don't see tried and tested, and then those are the people that feel say for the come forward for aspire for leadership position. This not only for do it with presidency, it for be across the pond. We forget a policy on how we select people into public office. And that policy not for be left with one political party. It will be a national developmental strategy with the entire country for come on and support.
Yes, hallelujah to that. It's making it practical, I think, would be the issue, but it has to be the commitment and the coming together of Sierra Leoneans then for make it possible. It's not impossible. It's a Herculean task, but yes, that can be done. And I think that's well said. But you address a lot of issues then in there. And one of them, is I want to ask you is about the future of the country, which is currently under threat. I talk about the youth them in the country. I mean the drug crisis within the country right now, where government can't seem to get a hand on, in other words, for rein this crisis and save the future of the youths of the country. So in terms of empowering youth, Mr. Hassan Marah, what would you say would be an approach to such action? Would you focus on education? Because I hear you talk about vocational, which is also part of an educational aspect. And what other actions can be taken for remedy such a situation? And waiting, you will speak directly, say, or you go suggest for empower the youth them, for conscientize them in terms of what you just articulate earlier, so they become aware, civic education wise, that this and this and this need for happening. No need for this slogan. Somebody come just they throw away money, not to the solution than they to the country. How do we go about this, Mr. Hassan?
Thank you, sir. I think because we talk about education, where this current government come, they say then go introduce free quality education. So the slogan that be free quality education, and the policies them way for implement the free quality education, they were nowhere to be found. Yeah, so we left with free quality education, then sing them, then sing them, then sing them, and we all know, say the other slogan, now one country, one people. Now, what we don't see since 2018, now one country for some people, very, very small amounts of people, and that's to do with employment, positions for own or for support with democracy, even education. Yeah, we then decide, say, even the education, where free quality, now for some people. Now, the quality in itself, the answer it did it for make everybody foresee. When it comes to the security of we state, anybody who gets the propensity for reset a country to a factory setting will ever see that. Yeah. Now, a person will understand what in inherit, learn from in predecessors them, and then look at best practice and implement them. When they say Salonomin gets challenges for drug misuse, but the rate at which way it goes so, if not stopped, if we within a public offices not come together for make we sit down and look at Salon in future, let's say 20, 25 years time, we're in a very, very sad state. We just don't get a situation where, people away the link to crime and criminality, then they celebrate and they do all sort of things, then they lavish stuff, and then they go unchecked. Now this country will they so if you kind of display unexplained wealth, just display like so you gently overnight, nobody not announcing you win lottery. Trust me, somebody will call you for ask you one or two questions. Now we don't see people like we just turn, social media millionaire based on how they put in the show. Bear in mind, I not checking people there so their bank account, but the lifestyle we would see, the wealth way then they promote, where they exhibit, is unexplained. And because of that buzz culture, a lot of we young people in the field say that's the way to go. Now, when you look at the education, as you mentioned, plenty of we people when they graduate, then they graduate with degrees them when they take them nowhere. So should we as a country come together and say, make a begin for look at education for employment, make a look at vocational educations them, where, for example, if you take 2 years, 3 years, they study carpentry, yeah, for say after that you get, even if you use the Bible, you say, bless the work of our hands. You go and check biblically. you go and check biblically the people where the Bible as well as the Quran speak to. They were all vocational people. Jesus Christ then said, I've been carpenter. The posse way Bonham, I've been carpenter. So, I mean, even that in itself, Abraham, we now the father of many of we, according to the Bible, now mean a person way understand how for rear cattle. You got plenty of them. So should we be looking at education for employment? We get plenty young people within a salon. The government, I think, say them is scatter car washes them now different parts of the country. That is good. But me and you, Brother Kuma, we never say car wash, not to that the UK governments they look at where they come for empowering the youth. Where they come for engaging the youth, that's not what we do. And for me, when we look at the drug epidemic going at Salone, the government of Salone for begin for take tougher actions in not only buzzwords, but waiting at the strategic steps the way they take for address. A few years now we depend on this Kush situation. We don't see any strategic steps for address these Kush issues or try for find a way. This is very shameful. If you follow what's in the happen in West Africa, you go see say Liberia, the name of country every other day of people when they arrest now the Liberian borders where they try to bring drugs into Salone. What's in the Ministry of Interior they do? What's in the Foreign Ministry they do? What's in local government to do for ensure say then share intelligence for address this issue? And to be honest with you, who that thing that will port them? Yeah, who that thing that we borders them? Who's kind of training they get? Why it's so easy for the Liberian authorities then for arrest people who desire for smuggle drugs in the country, and then for Salone people them it's like the magic. a very kind of difficult for understand. But my brother, if steps do not get taken now, Sierra Leone in the next 30 to 40 years time will be in a very difficult position, and we need to come together and address them.
A very difficult position indeed, and well articulated as well. Ladies and gentlemen, we talk to a budding politician, and we hang on, I believe, to every word he's saying. And these tapes shall be played when that time comes, and we will hold Mr. Marah responsible that at a point in time when you were budding, these were the things that you said. And now that you're in a position to execute them policy-wise, not slogan-wise, we hope they will not get for ask you what is going on or why. But well said. And again, Fambulem, una need for join me tomorrow because tomorrow we have the Rob Mott the Salon Passport scandal. Okay. We get for learn how to use the word alleged. And as reported, even though it can be in abstract by whom, but at least it's necessary for do so in the absence of conclusive evidence for say this is the case. So tomorrow join me as we talk about the Turkish connection to the airport, the drug trade, and diplomatic and service books, which are just being within the shape and like confetti. So tomorrow on this very platform. But for now, we will talk to Mr. Hassan Marah, commonly known as the Marshal, now in the APC UK and I district chairman,
Secretary General,
district chair.
Secretary General.
Oh, Secretary General, I keep the missam. Apologies. Maybe because I believe say that they higher. Maybe who knows? Okay. Hassan. Obviously, you already touch on the points then where I want to talk to you. In other words, you preempt them, but they are already on my sheet. Here for talk to you about. So it's a broad spectrum that we are using in this conversation. Hence the back and forth. But again, in terms of democracy, whether it's working, whether it's in the country, I want to talk about election integrity, okay? And the truth around this. We know what happened, within the last election. We don't say elections the world over can be controversial, but sometimes for let you fail them, for be so extreme, and the process thereby applied, for call the numbers or just the process alone is so questionable that people then kind of give up. So when it comes to election integrity, I want to let you lump in with the integrity in both with politics and with politicians, because it seems like there is a point of confluence between them things. There are politics within at the very center, the politicians, then where they carry out the act, and then integrity inside the election. I want to speak to these things. What do you think about the last elections? What do you think about integrity in our politics? Although you address just now, because we'll talk about slogan. This is what the politicians come and do. And when we talk about, self-serving, this is what they come and do. Lack of integrity. So we aspire for get politicians there, such as you, God willing, we go hold up, principles. We go be selfless. We go serve the nation, serve the people. But for now, it doesn't seem like we get anything like that. So please speak to integrity in our elections process, using the last elections as a context, and then with politics and with politicians them and integrity. Waiting at the requirement we need.
You asked in the beginning of this conversation if at all I come out my kind of political family. I get tribute to my mom. I make reference to my granny sent to Kano. But I want to talk now on my papa inside. I guess the rich, I would say, fortune for come out from 3 tribes. When my man local Limba from Binkolo and Kalangba, and my daddy from Koinadugu. My daddy not being a military man, we didn't say old soldier. He was a really, really military man. And one thing I learned from not disciplined.
Absolutely.
My daddy not being a very disciplined man. He understand the modus operandi for be a soldier man. So everything with he timed. and if you understand, say, a role now for serve Sierra Leone government. And I think, say, what's not missing now we public offices them, now people them way dedicated to serve and committed to nation building. And I think, say, that's the missing our politics. Where politics don't be a politics today of a handout politics. Yeah. Politics of interest and special interest. Don't get me wrong. We will always get interest. That's the reason why we're in politics. But that interest enough for override the interest of the people. If we be with policy as a country and put structures them in place for make them extremely difficult for one person or group of people for take away the rights of the majority. We for look at how we select we leaders them, and this not just for the big office. It starts from the schools them, how we train. Because all them politicians there, so me included, I'm a product of the formative structure of Salone. Me not a product of Salone society. We therefore ask ourselves the question, now whose kind of Sierra Leoneans they will train? Because it not just start overnight, but critically, we forget institutions them way they for enforce some of them with things that's what they agree. Somebody go say law, okay? The law of the country, forget players them, forget key drivers them for ensure say when you go away from the law, no matter what you do, will they correct you? Yeah. The UK is a very peaceful country, but I can guarantee you that the reason why make it peaceful, not because we not get people away, no one for do so or do so, but we all understand, say, the law, not the law. If you just feel glad tomorrow and take orange and stone your neighbor in dog, believe it or not, whether you go up in Kandong, you will be held accountable for making you stone that dog day. And we get people we don't normalize bullying culture, even in politics, even in public offices. You get people the way they go meet for make them do something where they did it for. Now that then they pay them for, but you get for big and back before you do that. Before you do that, this is not just a political situation. If you get interaction with just the ordinary Sierra Leonean, just try to get a business conversation with the ordinary Sierra Leonean and see how they behave. This has been the reason going back to President Ernest Bai Koroma, he tried to introduce behavioral and attitudinal change in the Salone fabric. And these are something where I feel say, if we be with policy as a country, for make we constantly look at with behaviors and attitude and try to match them with other parts of the world. And for me, it don't say what they say National Cleaning Day, but just walk through the streets of Freetown and see what you the city. And if you ask with friends them na Rwanda, then go tell you what that mean for litter. And moving the discussion now to people in way they support government or where they support the presidency. Whose kind standard we get in place for ensure say them people not deviate from waiting the Salone people mandate them for do. So I can see why make plenty people be afraid. People are afraid. When you mention elections, people are very, very afraid. People are very divided as a result of being afraid. People are not even able to talk to people realistically for express their honest held beliefs as to how the inconsistencies in government structures them and how the people where they operate within the institution, they out and just then they trade integrity, trade the will of the people just for their own interest and special interest. So yeah, people are afraid. But that brings me to the position of hope. At the moment, we see a lot and lots of slogans, certainly from within the political party. Many of these aspirants, they then speak of hope. They speak of hope and hope. Yes, it's very important for hope. It's very important for hope, say, I go able, get myself tomorrow in a free time. But there is no magic when it comes to that. I go first of all look at, I get the money, I get the time. Do I have a realistic and credible airplane for take me to Salon? We get to look at all of them things today. And that come with reputation, it come with evidence and experience people don't get over time. So when we look at all we aspirant them today, where they talk about hope, hope, hope. I want to make Sierra Leoneans them, but mainly within the political party, make we ask ourselves, looking at all of our players, who is our hope better placed in? Yeah. Waiting at this person in experience in delivering large, challenging policies, projects, or government initiative for support the advancement of Salon. What's not the track record? It's not all about titles and qualification. The vocation of these individuals they matter. What they don't do in the past, and how they feel say me for agree and say I replace me hope in you, because we are afraid and we are hopeful, but we want our hope to be placed in the right at the hand of the right person. What's to be credible, tried and tested, and internationally, they get the credibility and the contact for regain Saloni respect. Mind you, somebody once say in it go make up in policy for go clean Saloni name. Now every day, it's sad. I mean, you laugh, my brother, but every day we all see what in Salon they get attributed with. So my hope for Salon is very, very powerful. But I will give me hope to the possible of us say, it get the credibility and know-how for take me from point A to point B. And it should be a policy as Sierra Leoneans, not to allow we vote them, let anybody buy who votes them as a result of jamboree or buzz or slogan. Make a look at the person in track record, make a look at the person in composure, make a look at the person the way they respect other people, make a look at the way the person don't kind of live in life as a statesman. All the things that are so important.
Yeah. We'll talk about that briefly, but many thanks for bringing that up. Just briefly, Hassan, we run out of time, and I get a few things we want for cover before we really end this program. Talking about hope over fear, I would like for you just touch on briefly the role of the citizens them in upholding democracy. What do you think? How they're supposed to go about it, especially when they talk about the structures of state now? We're not very kind to its masses, where there is plenty of fear, where we speak of earlier in this program. But the citizens then definitely, I believe, get responsibility in upholding democracy. What would you say to that? How do they uphold democracy in this cloud of fear?
I think say important make us speak to first of all the powers that be. They don't need to be afraid. A few years ago, Densef Minde in opposition, claiming that they are with the Sierra Leonean people, and we all see how they may get treated, how the APC government make them easy and open for them for challenge and speak truth to power. I want to make them know for say, nothing no change. It's just so happen they are now the people them way people that actually speak truth to. Nobody no plan for create any derailment to Salon by kind of expressing them views as to how they see Salon, but rather then they kind of give feedback with the hope that government go act on those feedback. Now, to the Sierra Leone people, especially the Sierra Leonean youth, we hope then only go be realized and actualized. We will continue for speak truth to power. We will continue for see how other youth than they do in different countries and ensure say we replicate them conversation they peacefully but clearly, assertively, so our leaders them know how they feel. And this not just with national leaders. It starts from with small communities them. For make them know say the country in future will be destroyed as a result of this fear culture where the leaders in the project. And for democracy's sake, at the appeal to all Sierra Leoneans for get the confidence for call things as sincere. That's not the only way we will keep hope alive for a better Sierra Leone. Anything short of that, then we are in a deep trouble. And I think we should try and move away from that.
Absolutely. Hassan, the decline of the state in all aspects is so obvious for the eye to see. And that gained traction, serious traction, within the last 7 years. I mean, opposition don't even need to see this. I mean, the ordinary person, they feel them. And we see what's going to happen, lack of salary, and things the way we outlined earlier. So definitely a change is needed. So you speak earlier on about the kind of leadership that you will like for see, but you do belong to a party. So within your party, the leadership where you described a minute or two ago, do you think the APC gets such individuals or with an S there with then kind of attributes than they?
Yes. And I go say, when you look at the players them will get within the APC, as opposed to the other side, now night and day. We get very fine leaders them, aspiring leaders them within the APC. We get the special attributes for make a fine leader. And when you look at the top notch of it, we get one or two. For me, as a political party, we for look at the need of a country today, and we get for ask ourselves, given the kind of dark era we country in right now, now whose kind of leader we need, we go be a breath of fresh air. Whose kind of leader we need, we go give the country credibility. Whose kind of leader we need, we go ensure say the division. And we just don't talk about the fear factor of the country now. Now, whose leader we know for say we get or we go give alone, we go bridge the country, we go heal the country, we go unite the country. And not just based on buzzwords or slogans, but in practice. Now, whose leader they will go give salon, where the rest of the world go say, I think that Sierra Leone is ready for business. And I think say as a political party, in my own view, we get one or two of them people in there. And for me, I appeal to me senior comrades then, make we be realistic, make we put the country in interest first. It is good to aspire. Myself gets me own small wish and hope, but I only they do so because I believe say I get the right ingredients them and the discipline and track record for a natural progression. Because I think one thing where we need for remember now You need a kind of, for be a leader, not to overnight. Yeah. For be a credible leader, not to overnight. Now something where you get built up over time, especially when you work with people then. And I think say APC for follow and the hope that the senior comrades, the way they listen, where they aspire, for make we do we own introspections, make we reflect on what we need or what we get for offer. And then we ask ourselves, we get people that we qualify in different ways. But make we ask ourselves, what in Salon need now? And ask ourselves if we get that for the country. And for me, I think say we get one or two, and we get to make realistic choices then forget them right for Salon.
So just a quick one on that note there, Hassan. I want to reflect back, but just a quick one before I reflect back. Yes, definitely the party get one or two, and you've emphasized that a few times, one or two. So what do you think about this pool of people when they throw themselves, here into the center of this upcoming flag bearership position? What's your perspective on this, Hassan?
For me, people can say the more the merrier. That's now if you get party, when I like party, they celebrate birthday party.
Yeah.
This now a very serious, very serious matter.
Office, please. Thank you.
Yes, important. Forget a situation where people in the aspire because now they're right. Now they're all right for aspire. And I feel say everybody way they aspire currently believe say they are qualified for be a part of the conversation. But again, if you can be very honest, when you look at what we get right now, why make them for aspire? Because we compare what we get right now. I mean, trust me.
So you imply that the threshold for this number one
position is very low.
It's very low. Okay.
It's very low. So as a country, we got to really look at as a political party, like me party, make we know put we standard as a result of what we get now. We will go higher than that and look at what we country need right now.
Absolutely.
And me appeal to my senior comrades them. Then all I believe say then get waiting it take for support the Salon conversation based on this standard. But if we are to take Salon really need for day, I think say we need to do a thorough review of ourselves. Make we kind of do we horizon scanning of everything we make we step up as a kind of a professional and a seasoned strategist. I would say we not get plenty. And the current standard, the current bar, I think say that's not what Salon need right now. We need to go him a lot more higher than we took it right now.
Absolutely. And that was exactly what my question was about. Too many cooks spoil the broth, and people need for have a self-retrospection, just like you rightfully put them, and see whether do I really need for can and bog this thing? Will I be the solution? And so man, they really know say they are not the solution, but because the buy is low, so they are throwing themselves into the mix. But that's just spoiling the soup. It's obvious, I say I want to reflect, just a short while back. We obviously need reform. We need amendments. We need for reduced poverty. We need for reduced crime and drugs. We need a state with solid capacity, good poverty reduction program, preventing the youth from a culture of drugs and crime. We need more employment, and nothing where you get for create and you get for sabi, you get for get the master sabi, the know-how. We need engagement, constructive one, and we'll talk about vocational education. We also need for provide incentive for we youth them, we young people them as a preventive measures, so they don't fall into a life of drug and crime. And for this, you need people them who are in the know. We sabi policy, not a slogan. This is not about slogan. It's about policy. So if you resonate with you that Sierra Leonean need for make a decision, and that begins first of all with the All People's Congress Party Putting aside emotional, tribal, regional connection and looking at substance. Who holds the pedigree for this? Who has the receipts for this kind of thing? Who can actually do the nation good? And like you say, I believe there's one or two of those. Hopefully, I shall bring somebody some other time, so we'll talk about this one or two where we get. But I mean, they say reflect because I absolutely agree with you and outlining all of this. Hassan, we come towards the end of this program, and you obviously don't serve in a various capacity within the All People's Congress. And it's news for me for no say that you come off from a political sort of structure which shape you earlier life, because we opened the interview on that basis day, where you say you not believe that anybody is self-made, and I know what you mean the attributes to, and you went on to make the case. But you are currently the Secretary General for the district of the party in the Diaspora 6 region, which is a very powerful arm of the All People's Congress and a very powerful position. That's what you occupy. But you won't intend to stay there. Everybody get aspirations, for move on. So if you don't mind me asking, is there something next? Or what is next? I think better put would be what is next?
I think, say, just for kind of, I believe, say, politics should be driven by policy. Our politics should be policy driven rather than slogan and boss culture and jamboree. I believe, say, as a political party, we've professionalized some key positions in our party and we're not for compromise. And I feel, say, we apprentice, programs them need for be reviewed and streamlined so we clear on how we pick we leaders them. I came into APC UK and Ireland politics in 2013-14. Me not being a founding member of the All People's Congress Manchester constituency, and by the grace of God, me not being the secretary from 2013-14 all the way to 2023, where I get elected overwhelmingly as the district secretary general. Now, my elections not come as a result of me just waking up overnight and say, I want to be the district secretary general. I spent many, many years now Manchester building my credibility and competence, and also understanding the way the party they function, understanding the party in structure, understanding how with strategic stakeholders then come in for support then structures they are, even be that they work outside of the structures then. But critically building relationship with other comrades them out of Manchester. But not only that, leading by example, making sure that they see me work, they see me results, they see me performance, they understand me disciplined approach to me politics. Now, based on that, and decide, say, I think, say, this young man, he don't demonstrate all the qualities they will want for see, for me with this Secretary General. And for me, now that same approach, they now believe, say, I will take to my next conversation. At a consult at the moment, because the party, we're in consultations at the moment, we are talking amongst ourselves, and we are positioning or repositioning ourselves in anticipation of our lower level elections. And I want to say Yaso publicly for the very first time that me, chairman, and when our outgone chairman, Simeon Bangura, he don't resign at the political party, and now instead they have consultations and conversation around advancing in politics. And my current chairman, Malcolm Conte, don't tell me, say, in don't serve APC UK and Ireland, and he believes, say, in time don't come, make it engage a different conversation within the party for advance the APC in work. As a result of that, we get a vacancy, implied vacancy, and me as the district secretary general, are they in conversations with my comrades them, looking at me performance in this office, looking at me records and results them way I get for sure that they only fit and proper that I get the opportunity for head the APC UK and Ireland as the chairman. And at the moment, I'm in conversations with my colleagues and comrades for be the next APC UK and Ireland chairman come with lower level elections. And I believe, say, I just need to come into that position because I wake up overnight. I don't demonstrate, so I get all what it takes for enter that position there.
Yeah. Mr. Marah, what a thesis, my young brother. I mean, you look young for politics, but yet you seem forget all the qualities, the delivery, and the presence. I mean, I must say this, kind of publicly, because somehow your answers, it sounds like the complete politician, and you will make quite a good politician, honestly speaking. But I wish you well, and we look forward to the official declaration, and I'm happy that declaration, in part, has been made right here on this platform. That in itself is it's a true respect for the platform, and I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Mr. Marah. There's an event upcoming on the 17th, Hassan, which I understand is a huge event for the All People's Congress. You want to tell Fambulem all about it?
Oh, my brother, these are the best parts of this program. Thank you so much. And I'm in the itch and say, if you know who's then we go ask you this question. Thank you. Yeah. Since 2023, I mentioned earlier, say APC, now we policy for be a Kumbra party. And APC now a multicultural political party. We get plenty different conversations the way they happen within this party, and particularly in this district. So we will make our policy for make sure, say, we give chance to all the groups them when are friends of APC, when are supporters of APC, for make them go able arrange and organize their own cultural constituency gatherings them. And we say and fit say that the right thing that's for do. And as a district, we don't decide say the time is now. So this Friday, we now the 17th of October, we invite we friends them in and out of this great UK and Ireland for make them join we in London. We get a fantastic fundraising dinner and dance. We invite people for dress in their most finest attire, because it gets to be an occasion not to be missed. We dinner at the JK Banqueting Hall in London, and we ask people from across this country and beyond for joining with this Friday for can showcase the support for the All People's Congress Party, but equally so for can get opportunity for network, for share ideas, for get some of your questions the way you mean the born, when they mean the born you for make you get answers, for men and get answer. I mean, we also currently as a political party depend the R&V exercise, where we try for get all members them verified and new members them registered. So that will be a very fantastic, a fine opportunity for make you come, just to get your opportunity as well for do so. And with the APC UK and Ireland, they start with back to power strategy conversations on Friday. And as you know, the evidence speaks for itself. these districts don't be the leading district of the diaspora, where they champion the ethos and values of the All People's Congress Party, and where they say, we, the Kumbra of this weekend, Ireland, the district, where they ask all we brothers and sisters them within the party and beyond for make una come, una can enjoy things the APC way, whilst we also try for raise fund for this with great political party. It could be a fantastic event. The ticket price is start as low as £60. And I'm sure say, based on what we get for offer, the fabulous food with the queenstem of this with great district for prepare, I think say that's some an opportunity where you not for miss. If you don't say where you enjoy the finest Sierra Leone cuisine, this is the opportunity for can enjoy them. If you don't say where you know dance to the finest Sierra Leone music, this is an opportunity for can dance. If you don't say where you know hearing about with strategic next step as a district, this is the opportunity for make you can meet me and the rest of the leadership for ask question. We invite people in from Bristol. We invite people in from Reading and Oxford. We invite people in from the Midlands. We invite people in from my own home constituency, Manchester, and for make we all go celebrate with the London constituency. But most importantly, we ask people in from Liverpool, from Sheffield, Leeds, Brighton, Leicester, every partner in this country for make una way to London, because all roads leads to London on the 17th of this month, which is this Friday. It will be fantastic. I'm going to be there, and I'm looking forward to welcoming you in celebration of the APC spirit. See you there.
I mean, if it was a paid advert, goodness me. Well said. I hope that recording they will go out, and that will make such a difference. Mr. Marah, we have arrived at the final end of this very important conversation. This is a call conversation. Yeah, no an interview per se. Just one or two more words. One will be regarding your country, the future of your country. Are you optimistic or pessimistic?
Based on the players then with APC, we don't come out. If we compare ourselves, looking at we aspirants them, I know I said earlier, one or two. Now, why look at exactly at the very top end? Because I'm a person way, I'm a perfectionist, I'm a kind of possibly look at doing things from a very high level. Yeah. But when you look at the players, them, the aspirants, them with Salone, where APC don't kind of put forward at the moment, as opposed to it will get on the other side, my brother, I'm extremely optimistic. The future of Sierra Leone is beautiful, and the APC comrades will get within the party at the moment, and the aspirant pool them, the aspirant pool that I will get at the moment, I think say APC is ready to present one of the finest governments would ever present. And as a result of that, I'm exceptionally happy, and I feel say my optimism is very, very high up there. And I believe say Salone could be in a better place under the next APC government.
Yeah, well, George Stone, many thanks, and if you will help for share the flyer as well, please. And when I not forget, on Thursday we get 4 APC officials. Then will be on the platform, and it will be a different kind of interview style. It will just be like 20 minutes each, something like that. And we will also get William of the Go Red movement, ASMEG, I believe, the head of the communication team. He will be on this platform because the conversation has started. Finally, Mr. Marah, I'll have to let you go, but not after asking you this. In terms of the future, where you just addressed earlier, any final word or summation of this very good conversation where we just get a summation of the whole thing, and also the concept of hope over fear, substance over non-substance, integrity over non-integrity, policy over slogan. Final word?
I think, say, as a country, we don't get many shocks. And the reason why we don't get them shocks then they now because we keep for do the same things them and expect different results. I want for submit to we say we for change that. We for put substance over relationship. I think say part of what's in the damage. Relationships are good. We need to get plenty relationship. But that not for erode the country in interest. We get plenty buzzwords and slogan. So we really get, shouts around every day. But we need for begin for look at the policies there. The slogans then are good marketing tools. But without the right policies, without the right plan, critically, the policy forget the right players, then we go struggle. And as a country, and also we are all afraid. Even for this lower level election, people then be afraid. But I'm for assure say, if we do the right thing, if we get the right conversations, if we plan for deliver for the majority, I'm hopeful that we will get them right for Salon. And I say to everybody, so I just don't say, so I get interest, I'm in conversations for head this district. If after we don't do all of we horizon scanning, we don't talk to everybody. If we come to a junction, so I would say, the marshal, you're not the person. I'm not, and I will gracefully accept. This are the kind of politics I feel so for play. And me hope for Salon, now that we go put policy above slogan. We go put personal interests below national interests. We go put substance ahead of, say, Nami countryman. We go put Salon in interest above any other person in interest. I function Nayaso as an APC operative, but my goal na Salon interest. And if we make sure say we do that, then our hope will be in a better place. Thank you.
Yes, indeed. What a high note for end on. Substance over relationship, hope over fear, policy over slogan, national interest over personal interest, and Salon first. And definitely, Fambulem, I can assure you that this platform will remain committed to the very things that we will talk about. Thank you so much, and goodbye to you all. Mr. Marah, we'll catch up soon. Respect.
Thank you. Thank you. Goodbye.
You're welcome.